Ano? Welcome back, everybody. It is 8 o'clock on the 13th of September. Today would be a Saturday. Welcome back. I'm Drift Johnson. This is Scuffed Epoch. You're watching Latent Space Live. If you're watching live, or if you're watching later, don't forget you can use the links in the description to join us on Discord or find us on other platforms. Hello, Furnicar. How's it going? Battle Cruiser operational. Liked and subscribed. Now, where were we? We're in the middle of making images. So yeah, I'm just going to have this one on the side. I'm just going to put this up and then we're going to do a couple other things while it's doing that. I got a queue running. The prompt's there. You probably can't read it. The input image is here. Let's move that down a bit so you can actually see it. There we go. All right. 21:9 low denoise. Seed. And we're doing image input now. So image input into the Olama, which is running intern VL, and then image input into the ByteDance Seedream. And obviously we're using a bunch of different prompts. So let's see, what are we using right now? We're using T2I ENH Biomech as our prompt enhancer. The initial prompt is giant spider standing in the middle of a dirt road, and then we get that out of it, which is probably too long, but that's okay, because we end up getting something like this, which is super cool. Very nice, very detailed, very cool. And then after the upscale, it'll like sharpen it up a little bit, basically. You do lose a little bit of texture detail in the sharpening, but when you zoom in on it, it's quite noticeable. Not a problem though, not a problem. So that's basically what's going on there. So I'm just going to leave that on the side and just have that there while we do what we're doing tonight. So I want to show you how to make that new thing, right? So we're going to take you through it step by step. Okay, and we're going to do it live on this side. Whoa. What just happened? Okay. Should we keep the preview in? Nah. Alright. So let's take you through it from the top. Wrong one. I got scanned. That's a different one. Alright. There we go. Handles. I need love handles to grab, to hold. Okay. We're going to make a new theme. Because right now, I'm using my ENH for biomechanical. Haha, Dragon's here. Gordon says, blobby, blobby, blobby. Can't wait to see the model. So, monumental Gothic Halloween aesthetic. So, this is what I want to try and make next. I want to explore and define a rich and detailed spooky Halloween style, based on Gothic occult themes juxtaposed with massive scale elements and influences, creating contrast in otherwise compressed or shallow composition, drawing attention to lighting, shadow, and negative space. This will create a unique seasonal theme. So, it's not necessarily pumpkins and skulls, but it's a little bit less spinal, perhaps. We'll go for some new look, right? And so he gives me a little bit of sycophantic congratulations, and then eventually tiny figures, Gothic architecture, blah, 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 blah. We let him chat a little bit of, this is his initial dream. Ooh. Some of these are coming out real nice. I'm just going to let it cook. How many do I have queued? I better keep an eye on that. 10. All right, let's have another. Oh, we're going to go into a whole different genre soon, so I better keep an eye on it. Right. We're going to start doing Mega Demons next. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. We might have to like switch. Most of the results were posted in the Discord if you didn't see them. So, how are we going to do this? We can complete a 20-question style interview using the answers to update aesthetic definition Gothic scale, which will be created. It's been created. Okay. So I'm just going to take an initial copy of that because I'm keeping it in the canvas. Initial def. need to copy this as well. I'm just trying to keep a log of this all for the NML file. This will be a question. This would be 20 questions. Save. All right, we're good. We can continue. So let's get on with it, shall we? Can we just get rid of this for a minute? Yeah. So I'm going to do the interview while it's doing all of this good stuff, and I think what I'll do as well is I'll post copies in Scuffed Epoch image sharing. So if you want to check out the full size, obviously if you're watching live you can do it now. If you're not, then you'll have to scroll back a bit because they'll probably be buried. But if you want to see them in the full size, occasionally I'll be sharing them across there. Alright, let's get on with this. So when you envision a massive scale element in your Gothic scale aesthetic, what comes to mind first? Ancient cathedral architecture disappearing into darkness, enormous twisted trees, vast cosmic phenomena, monumental stone structures, or something else? I mean, massive scale Gothic is cathedrals, isn't it? It's A. This interview is going to go real fast if he's going to give me multiple choice answers. Normally he makes me like actually answer them. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Ritual objects, individual figures, close-ups of carvings, organic elements. I think it's going to be A or B. Probably B. It's A and B. A and mostly B. Well, I'd say 60% B. 40% A for this aspect. He doesn't know. Calm down, mate. He's like, oh, thinking about unspecified thing. Uh-oh. You always get a bit worried when he doesn't know what you're on about. He's like, you just asked me a question, mate. But he will figure it out. Okay. For lighting, a single dramatic source, multiple sources, cold ethereal glow, rim lighting, or contrast, warm candlelight on objects, cold moonlight on architecture. I like D and E. I like C, D, E. So we'll say C, ethereal, 10%. D, what's it? Rim, what should we say? I don't know. Probably another 10%, probably about the same, wouldn't it be? Don't know. And then, oh wow, we almost got a xenomorph this time. That's cool. Mega Demons is going Super Geiger. That's cool. E. Let's see, contrasting warm and cold lighting. I would say that would be 80%. You know what I mean? And this would be total percentage mix excludes shadow. Yeah. Shadow rules. Shadow rules, everybody. Oh wow, we're playing a classic right now. It's like 9 months old, this one. I'm talking about the tune, if you can even hear it. You know. Oh yeah. Was it Found? I think the Found album finally got published. It'll be next week. Probably this time next week. More Musax. Okay, cool. Right, so what do you got? Shadow rules operate separately. How do you envisage shadows working? I like... Wait, do we like living shadows? Or do we like... I think we like... Yes, D. I'll just give him a bit. Yes, it's this one. Hide and reveal elements. Visual mystery, scale and form. So we're going to handcraft this, you know what I mean? Every single little bit of it. Like, you can do 40 questions, you can do 100 questions, you can knock yourself out with this one, but the point is, we're going to distill it in the end, so I think 20 is about optimal. I mean, there's a reason why the 20 question game is so popular, you know? Because it works. And we're not doing exactly that, but it's similar. Okay, with shadows, how do you want viewers to experience discovery? Immediate impact with gradual deeper... Yeah, that's what we want. Immediate focal impact and then hidden details when people look closer. So I would say A. Let's just copy that. I can't believe it doesn't normally give you multiple choice. I am a little bit concerned about Claude, guys. I am a little concerned. I think maybe he's getting too popular. I don't know what it is, but I've done like dry run on stuff and it doesn't work anymore. And I'm like, ooh, it doesn't work anymore. You know, like building software. So the normal processes that we would use don't work anymore. Or they do work, but you have to do it in an iterative step. You know, it's not very clean. I'm trying to figure out why that is. He seems to get stuck on stuff now. I don't know what it is. Anyway, for your color palette in this gothic scale, monochromatic with single accent. It might just be that, you know, like a motorbike, you know, you get used to the speed and then you're now going really fast all the time and you don't realize that that's as fast as it goes. It might just be that we found the edge and we have to wait for the next Claude. No, I don't want monochromatic. A warm, cool split palette would be kind of nice. It's better than desaturated. We're going to go with a B. With the golden candlelight tones versus moonlight blues. We'll go with that. I'm not sure why Sea Dream makes lots of crystals. It could be the prompt enhancer. He's thinking about it, guys. You got to get him have a minute. He's thinking about it. What question next? Oh, here we go. Which combination feels most essential? Rough stone contrasted with smooth metal materials. I don't want the gems. When we get too many gems... Ooh, wow, look at that. When we get too many gems, it starts making crystals everywhere. Organic decay. Preserved craft. Okay, that's interesting. B is interesting. Layered age patinas. Multiple generations of wear. I reckon we're going to go with the conservative rule on that one. Claude is running slow as I have him calculating the dates when the world runs out of food and the population collapses. Well, hey, that's a project. Go back to normal. Open route as Claude is affected too. I see. There's some kind of saving going on. It's not just you. Claude did get dumber. delve into the provider's implementation on why. Ah, yes. Right, so it's not just me then. Good. That's okay. It just means I'll stop development until they figure it out or I find the correct thing. Oh my god, am I looking at the wrong... I'm looking at the wrong stream right now. Hold up. Hey, we make images. Right, I can see the right stats now. I was like, that was yesterday, somehow. Must have glitched. I think I'm going to share this one. It's like a Geiger-ish robot hawk person. It's got like a kind of interesting looking. Nuts. Anyway. Where were we? Okay, for compositional framing, which approach serves your vision of scale contrast, extreme close-ups that crop massive elements, suggesting scale through fragments, wide shots that show full relationship, varying perspective within, medium shots with strategic cropping, unconventional viewpoints. I do feel like it needs to be dynamic. It's not... It's not really about that. Okay. All the above should be available to this aesthetic definition. I'll say, here we go, guys. Tell me about... Wait, what's this? Don't worry, I already did this. Tell me about golden rule composition. Throttle, oi oi. Affix. That's Malthusian and Hubbard curve stuff, which has proven quite wrong since the 70s. Uh-oh. The Malthusian Hubbard curve. I wouldn't worry about it. Some people don't, but some people argue that run lines are fake. So I wouldn't worry about it. But let's keep going. Fernicar, we took for granted Claude, a type of model, will always be available, but the problem is, who's going to solve Claude's problems? True, Fernicar, true. Exactly. When Claude is broken, who will fix Claude? Oh, no. So, using golden thing, proportional thing, define golden square definition. In a single line paragraph. Now, I could be just asking my careless whisper tool to be doing all this, but I like to show it. So, golden square, okay. In terms of compositional design, he's going to be like, what are you talking about? There we go, that's what we want. And then we'll take this back to our original chat. Where's dem images? Ooh, that's pretty cool. He's pretty big. Okay. There's my original, by the way. Right. I just basically hacked his silly thing. Because you can say whatever you want. You could just answer every question the best. What's going on here? Affix. I've nearly got a Claude CLI replication working locally with an uncensored LLM. I'll probably ping you when I throw it on GitHub for review. Yeah, boy. Can't wait to see it. That sounds awesome. Okay. +1 uncensored, says Fernicar. And Mr. Sheesh Is microphone a weapon? Yeah, I think, yeah. In the wrong hands. Microphone. In any hands. How should these golden squares... Oh, the golden squares are not literal, you fool. Are not literal. This is... compositional rules using golden mean and golden square. Should the golden square proportions be obvious and visible to viewers? Okay, right, so here we go. Golden squares contain intimate elements. Massive extends to the portion trade. That's correct. So I don't actually... I think I just speed read him wrong. He's fine. Multiple squares at different scales. Macro square for overall. Yeah, I reckon we could probably do that as well. Golden squares define negative space. What the f***'s going on up here? Yep. We'll take all three. Should it be obvious or felt subconsciously? Felt subconsciously. Fun. Hmm. 21 to 9 2K native into, I think it's a little bit higher than 4K actually, which I'm upscaling to. Fun fact, says Afix, Claude's system prompt is 23,000 tokens long. Well, I guess they can afford it, can't they? Do you know what I mean? Because they've got like 200,000 tokens or a million to play with, so you wouldn't even notice it. You know, it'd be a bit like, you know, when you buy a hard drive and it says 4 terabytes and you open it up and it's like 3.57 because they kind of used a little bit. So it works. I'm alright with that. It'd be nice if you could rewrite their system prompt, not just patch yours on top of theirs. That would be nice. Natural autumn elements. So what are we doing? Autumnal and spooky elements. Here we go. Let's make it more Halloween. Natural autumn elements. Leaves, bare branches, harvest symbols. Traditional Halloweens. So skulls, ravens, bats. That might get a little bit corny. Seasonal decay. Harvest ritual color. I reckon it's probably the seasonal decay because it has got more of a horror shift to it. Spooky. And then what's this? Historically integrated or contemporary spooky atmosphere. That's hard. That's a tough one, that is. Yeah, to be honest, Afix, I feel like the reason that the token burn right now is so bad is because it's constantly redoing stuff which he was able to do before, and he makes mistakes and has to rewrite it all, you know? And yeah, it's not as good. It's not as good. It's still capable, but you have to start a new chat all the time, so you have to change your process to basically make you can't one-shot the app. You have to make a mid-project handoff document system to keep it on rails, is how I find. And then you can keep the chat short, which keeps the cost down. Because it was getting out of hand. As an experiment, I decided to do a start to finish on an old project and rewrite it. And what I found was that it burned $100 instead of $40. So it was more than twice as expensive to achieve more or less the same result from the same prompt. And also, the README, the last README was nearly $10. You know, because I didn't start a new chat. I said now update the README, and that was $8. Because I did it for an experiment to see like how expensive is it when you just stay in one chat. Devastating, mate. Devastating. With the one, this is with Claude 1 million, Sonnet 4 1 million. So it's like, yeah, you've got this huge ability, but it's expensive as hell when you get up there. And so I found that you can like half your costs by just breaking it up into smaller steps and doing them as new chats. But you have to kind of reach a landmark in the development and then go right a handoff for the next step. And then you just keep repeating that process. But then what happens is he gets lost in the source. Oh, look at this thing. What the heck is this thing? Damn. Anybody watching Alien Earth? It's a good show. This isn't that. This is just trained on... this is trained on an agent which estimates Geiger influences. It's not actually based on Geiger. Although in the end we made a LoRa from his work based on what the agent saw, which is a little bit different from normal captioning. We kind of did it backwards, you know. It was a images last project where we did everything in text first. And so now we have this crazy system here. So we have the, oh my god. So here's my original SDXL image from the Mega Demons LoRa. It may even be SD 2.1. And then this is with applied our agent and our you know, Geiger enhancer. No LoRa yet. And that's Seedream 4. That's coming in at 3000 by... So it's native 2K in 21:9. No. 21... I think it might be. I can't remember now. Hang on, let me see. It's... Yeah, 21:9. And this is the bit that's fun, right? We then push it towards our trained LoRa. So we've got our Geiger LoRa in WAN. Okay. And we inject the trigger. The actual prompt is being put in here. And it's 1.5 shift, 0.2 denoise. Because I found that if I went over 2, you actually lose some of the nice details from Seedream. But you still get the sharpness out of it. You'll see what I mean when you see the skin texture. Like when you zoom in on it, it gets kind of mottled. Like this, you see it's sort of like blurred out. Right? It's kind of realistic though, do you know what I mean? But yeah, so when we hit it with the WAN look, when you zoom in on it, it's not quite the same. It's the mottling has gone. But it hasn't really changed it. It's still got all the same features. And this is going up to 3072X. So at 21:9, that's 4700 by 2048. And pretty much all I'm doing is I'm just feeding my old data sets into this. Feeding my old data sets in. And then having the LLM transform the prompt with a bunch of rules. And then the vision and the whatever IP adapter is built into Seedream take care of the rest. And it's a bit random what you get out of it, but on the whole, it's very cool. It's what I'm asking for. It's reimagining in this new world, which is what I'm after. I think what we're going to have to do, though, is we're going to have to queue up some Cyber Society. I need to make sure I've got the right model, though. Is it that one? Cyber 66 WAN? I feel like we've got a better one now that isn't here. Nightmare. We'll just use this one. Wait, it says WAN. Yeah, so it must be. It must be. It must be. Alright, let's just change this here to... It's not Brutal Vision. Oh, no. Terrible I am. It's not Runware either. One Cyber API. I mean, yeah. And then I guess I'll just have like, I don't know, I'll have 16 of those, please. And we'll get this back in the right spot. Yeah, that's about right. Where were we? Okay. Seasonal decay, dying elements, contemporary spooky or historically integrated. I think I'm going to go with the you know, let's go with the historically integrated as a twist. I think that'll be working fine. Rather than the traditional, because it might just go with like a bunch of pumpkins. I've already seen enough pumpkins with the errors in the Sharona tagging. You guys that remember will know. Okay, people are having a little discussion on Git ingest, which is cool. Is it me, or is Discord really slow tonight, like Claude? Probably. They're probably. What's this? Oh, man. People are contacting me. Turn that down. Next. Momentum Mori, Harvest Blessing, Natural Decay. Whoa, it's making crazy stuff. Negative space. How should you treat vast empty areas? Heavy with presence and spirit. So sacred emptiness. Infinite architectural extension beyond the visible frame. That's cool. Empty areas should create breathing room. Mysteriously active. Oh, hidden forms watching from the shadows. I kind of like that. I think we're going to go with a mix of B and D. It's so much fun doing these, honestly. Given your choice of shadows, how should negative space collaborate with those shadow behaviors? Mate, you need to ask me questions here. Real questions. What question are we on? Are we on 15 yet? Oh, he's got a follow-up question. You can't do that. He's asking me 2 questions at once. Since shadows actively hide and reveal infinite, should these work together or independently? Should the shadows gradually reveal, or do they maintain the Oh my god. I think I might ask him at the end if he has any like follow-up questions, because he seems to be asking me a lot of questions which aren't in the questionnaire. You know what I mean? Maybe he's cheating, just trying to get free questions in. How should your robed figures be positioned and characterized within these compositions? Solitary figures emphasizing isolation, human vulnerability, small groups, figures in various states of ritual, figures as silhouetted or partially obscured, or mixed. I think it's going to have to be the solitary cultist that we're going to go for. The solitary cultist look with silhouetting. We'll do a little bit of both. And then it says contemporary, historically, medieval, or timeless, archetypal. I was literally going to type timeless. So that's awesome. You read my mind, Claude. You read my mind. See, this is why I like getting into the stuff which is actually real. Sometimes I think when you're trying to push the edges of what it can do all the time, you're not actually going back and using the tools that you found and polished and have on the wall already. And he's like, this is something that works. I can work with this. I can do this for days. Afix says they all blow out 30 tokens. Are you using session truncation, which keeps the first message, or just the trailing edge? I actually still use VS Code and the Klein extension for a lot of stuff with OpenRouter. So I do have the CLI, and it's cool, but I found things got out of hand real fast when you used them. So I'm really waiting for that golden laptop league coding model that we can run with, as you just pointed out, you've got this open source Claude code, right? Well, I don't know exactly what it is. You haven't really told me much, but I'd be glad to look at it, because I've been looking for something like that, because I'd like to be able to just pick my local model, and because I want to go back to basics, guys. I've kind of had enough. Obviously, I'll always be doing Claude coding, right? But what I mean is, I kind of want to see it go local now. I kind of want to see, even if I have to go back to basic website design, just like, you know, not trying to make crazy Node React stuff. Like, take a step back. Let's take a step back, you know, and get the local model out and see if it can do standalone HTML stuff and see how good it is that, because I feel like it's probably better than we expected, and maybe we don't really need, you know what I mean? It's sort of like a step back. Because like I said, I think the costs are getting a little bit out of hand. Just being real. You know, just recently I was like, whoa, it's way more expensive than it used to be. Yeah. Because honestly, like the amount of rewriting that happens, you know, like it doesn't happen in the chat. It's only happening on the API. So I do a lot of my work I do as much as I can in the chat, because it's like a monthly sub of 20 quid, right? But like once you start doing the API, like I found that you can work for an hour in an API. It'll be less than $4. But if you let that chat continue past a certain point, you know, it starts to like snowball. And so that's why what I've been doing is I've manually been saying, you know, write me out a handoff document so that an external team can continue this project from here. We're going to share the source that we have, and we're going to give them full instructions, so they are going to blind pick up the job and complete it. And you tell him that's the scenario and make him write the document out. And that's pretty much what I do. And then I have a central document, which was like the overriding plan. So if he gets lost in the source, I can tell him to look at that too. But I'll be real, it seems like he's too clever now, right? I'll give you an example, right? He'll start doing enterprise code for no reason. He'll start writing Docker for no reason. He'll start writing his own CUDA drivers and CUDA, you know what I mean? You're like, my guy, calm down. It's like, it's almost like he got too smart. Maybe, do you know what I think it might be, guys? Just go back to 3.7. It's still online, right? Just go back to 3.7 or 3.5. It was fine. It was actually really good. And I like 4, don't get me wrong. I just think that he's too clever and he goes too far. It's the recursion ability. He doesn't stop at getting the job done. He tries to make it better. You know, so it's like feature creep takes over. And then he'll break the app and it'll load up and there'll be nothing there. And he'll be like, oh, I'll just make a simplified version of the app so we can get it started, block all the features, and then forget what he did to block it, and redevelop the entire app silently. Like, ooh, whoops. Do you know what I mean? Like, ooh, I just deleted something. I caught him the other day. I was working on a transcription app, right? And there was a C file that was transcription services, and he deleted it. I saw him delete it, and it sat there in a tab, deleted. He gets to the end of the chat and goes, everything's working. And I said, okay, let's build it. And it built it, and it said, this file's missing. And so I went to the tab and I hit Control S and saved it back. Built, and it worked fine. So it was literally a case of him deleting a file that was needed. And you know what would have happened? When the tabs refresh, that file's gone now. And then he's going to say, oh, I don't even know how to write this because it's an entire page. It's an entire page. Like, what are you talking about? He can't just reimagine it. Yeah. And that just completely gimps the whole app. And so that's what I've been finding. He's deleting core files of the code and then having to rewrite the entire app. If you like look in the thinking. So it's not that it's costing more suddenly. It's that he's actually doing the same job 3 or 4 times when he used to do it just once and then fix it if there's a bug. Now you'll see him breaking it and then actively he'll be like, oh, I made a mistake, let me just fix that. And if you actually drill into it, it's like he couldn't find this one file, he tried to rewrite it, it didn't work, and then everything went wrong from there. Content says, hi, is this live? Does that answer your question? Yeah, we're live, my guy. Afix says, I have it working for 62 section 18k word essay and finding references with web searches and then finding files and notes for each section. It can do that or build code and so on. Yeah, you don't trust it enough to give file delete option. Exactly. See, I must admit, when I do test environments, I'll give him like full, give him full control. Nothing serious has happened yet. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. It's about to disappear, though. Shame. It's gonna pop. It's very cool. Extreme Geiger vibes. But like Geiger without saying Geiger. Content says, yes. What tools do you use for real-time animation? Real-time animation? A webcam? A DSLR, DJI Pocket, and an Insta360. So I got those 4 things. I must admit, I don't use the webcam as much as I used to. But I do everything in Comfy because that's what I teach. So if you see it, it was most likely done in Comfy. I mean, recently we've been making our own apps and stuff. But that's probably about it. I mean, is it coffee time yet? I'm thirsty. WAN. You need to get WAN 2.2. Video animation, image to video. You can do first frame, last frame. All that good stuff. Train LoRa's for motion and content. What we're doing right now is we're actually doing image generation though. So as you can see, we've got some images here. Let's make them bigger. So this is my original artwork that came out of an early AI generation model. I think it might have been SD 2.1 or SDXL. And then here we have that image reimagined with the power of computer vision and a bunch of other stuff. So what's going on is we've got an agent which is trained to create biomechanical. So it's essentially like a prompt enhancer which creates Geiger-like artworks, but it's not actually Geiger. It's quite funny because there's no LoRa being loaded at first, and then I'm also feeding my prompts. I think they're still Mega Demons. That will change over to something else. So at the moment, this is the original prompt. Painting of a giant creature standing in front of a city. This image is a digital artwork in a surreal dystopian style, depicting an era. Hey, do you know what? Let's try something here. Does this work? Wait. Did I shut it off? David.
Hello, this is a test of the selected voice settings.
Uh-huh. Let's see if it works. Did it work or did I break it? Did I break it? If I copy this.
Megademon style, a painting of a giant.
You can't hear it anyway, can you?
Building. This is a digital drawing with a surreal, dark fantasy style, depicting a grotesque, humanoid figure sitting on a rocky outcropping amid.
Yeah, you can't hear that. So anyway, yeah, the prompt, and we put it through the enhancer, and now it gets to be this. Wow. Big change, lots of amazing details. Probably most of it gets ignored because it's too long, but that's okay. And then we put it through, first we're putting it through the API for ByteDance Seedream, which is why it's coming out in 2048 at 21 to 9. And then I put it into my image size adjuster for 3072, which basically means it's going to upscale it by about 50%. So here's my original piece. I love this style, by the way, at the time. It was kind of like a charcoal-ish, but also like ink, but you know, like ink, like fountain pen almost. I don't know. It reminded me a lot of cool different influences here. It's just basically like a giant demon sitting in a city. That's what the whole collection was. And this was used to train the SDXL and Flux LoRas, I think, that are out there somewhere. And then, haha. So then again, we've put the original image into the vision for Olama, we're using intern VL 3.5 4 billion locally with my biomech enhancer to transform the prompt from the original dataset. So we're just loading a dataset. The image goes in here and it goes in here. Yeah, into Seedream. It's not really image to image. I think it's a highly advanced IP adapter, but you know, because you don't get the exact image out the other side and there's no denoise. So that tells me it's something more like that. The whole prompt gets obviously put into the text encoder for this. That gives us our original image, as I say. You know, look at that. It's even actually kept the style of the image, you know, like this sort of weak, almost watercolor-ish, but it's very cool. And you know, because it's this sort of, do you know what I mean? It's like it's kind of, I don't know how to describe the style. I mean, I keep saying like charcoal, but it's not really charcoal. It's more like watercolor with line work, but it's not even that. There's another one that's gone to the next one. So there we go. Excessive cables and wires is kind of like one of my signature moves. And then if we look at it when we go through WAN, maybe a bit too much denoise on that. Maybe a bit too much denoise on that, but as you can see, it sharpens it up, but it keeps the theme. Akuzatif. Yo, yo, yo. Akuzatif, welcome, welcome. Hi all, he says. Stone Sage is asking, what config do I need to be able to run this? I currently have RX 580. Well, you can get a quantized version. See, what I'm doing is I'm running a video model, just the low. I'm running the video model, just the low. You can actually get the Q6. So if that will fit on your GPU, you can run this upscaler. But I do have another upscaler which is running Flux. So it's really a question of what you can run for which one you take. But the big thing here isn't the upscaler. The big thing here is the new APIs from Comfy. They now have the ByteDance Seedream 4 in. And the nice thing about it is it has the full set of aspect ratios, okay, which it will accept. And so then what I'm doing is I'm hitting it with our WAN tiled to get it up to scratch. Now there is something interesting about this, okay? Check this out. Hypertile. I forgot it existed. So there's a node you can put in the model pipeline which will optimize for 256 tiles. So put it in. It didn't break. I don't know if it's really helping, but put it in, because that is what we're doing. We're making tile on the way in 256 and tile on the way out. So it's like what we're doing anyway. So it didn't make it worse. Let's see what people are saying here. Let's get back to this. Ooh, are we making an Iron Spider? Oh my god. Iron Spider's had a bad day. Looks like he didn't protect the city, guys. Okay. There's a new talking avatar using Whisper, so Careless Whisper could have an avatar. Ooh. In the WAN wrapper called Humo. Well, we'd have to try and find the original. The issue with all of that stuff that I've been doing is the bundling Python is a complete nightmare. It's like trying to build, it's trying to do production with somebody else's dev tools is what it is. And so I learned my lesson. I tried to keep things a little bit more reserved now. But that does look cool. I don't think it'll go in Careless Whisper. Careless Whisper is kind of like finished, really. I know there were more features to add to it, but I feel like it would be better to do it without it. Hey, Aku, I'm glad that you converted it to Python, but it was originally written in Python. You just need to have a look at the version 2 or the version 1. It was originally written in Python. The reason it's a .NET app is so it sits in your system tray and doesn't interfere with other apps. It was like a design choice, you know? And I'll be honest, I regret it all the time because .NET 8's a pain to work with. Okay. Use UV Package Manager. Yeah, like I said, nice. We're into cyber society now. Oh, that's a bit of a weird image. Hopefully it'll get better with the upscale. Let's get the upscale on full screen here, or more or less. There we go. That'll do. Router doesn't work for you. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, to be honest, it got to the point where, you know, I made this app and it had speech dictation, TTS reading out the clipboard, what's it called? It had speech prompt with Olama and Open Router. It had clipboard prompt, so prompt the clipboard, you know, and then we put in vision, so you could do screenshot describe, and then you could do prompt, speech prompt plus describing an image. You'd like drag a bit. It was all great, but the problem was every time we added, and we did this all with AI coding, because I'd make a point of that. The whole point of this channel and what I do here isn't to show you how good of a coder I am. It's to show you how good of a coder the AI actually is. Because loads of people are like going on about, you can do this, you can do that. So I want to put that to the test in a public way. Yeah. So in a way, we're like a crash dummy center where you'll see us regularly exploding things and breaking things. Because often, no, it doesn't work actually. Or you have to put a lot of work into it to make it work. And when stuff does work, just like easy, it's got so many limitations that you can't use it practically, right? So this is why we put things to the test like that. WAN output's better, but it's okay. That's not good. Objectively bad compared to the standard WAN outputs. But then again, I'm not loading the right LoRa now, am I? Okay, we can stop the press. Let's see if we can get it to do something. Here we go. I'm going to turn this one off, and we're going to add the Cyber Society WAN. Is it that one? No. Is it that one? Maybe. I could have sworn I made a new V1, a WAN V1, but maybe I'm wrong. It must be the 945. Okay. We'll put this up and take it down to like 0.75 is the standard, right? Okay. And then I'll need to change the trigger to, I believe it's Society. Okay. And we're at quite a low denoise, so I'm going to put it to 25 to start off, and we'll see how we go. So Cyber Society, yep. Okay, enhancer. So I think I've got Society enhancers. Yeah, here we go. So I've got T2I Society enhancer poster, establishing and closer. I've also got an image to image. Yeah, we're just gonna go with the normal. Just go with the normal one. How about we go with like 12? Yeah, helping the AI is cheating, yeah. Like, my background, if you want to know, it's a lot of web design and web hosting and running servers and networking. I did a lot of network engineering. I did a bit of game dev for fun. You can find my unfinished game on Steam, but there's a free demo. You can play it. It's playable. Well, it was playable. I hope it's still playable. What is Olama? I'm glad you asked. Olama is a white screen that burns your retinas. But no, seriously, if you go into models, you'll find a lot of the most popular models here which you can download and use on your local machine. So obviously DeepSeek, obviously Gemma 3, obviously Qwen 3. Oh, what's this? Is this still too big for me? Yes. Yes. Do you want a 1.3 terabyte AI model? Maybe not. But the point is, like, some of these are small and will even run on a laptop. Okay. Popular ones like Qwen 2.5. I think they've got the VL on here as well. There's Qwen 2.5 Coda, for example, right? Maybe we should grab that. It's quite old now, though. 3 months. 3 months old. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is this is a local thing. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. What's that? Devstrel obliterated. Oh man, I need to now get that link and just do it now. Yeah, let's do it. We'll give it the demo for content. Okay. So we need to get CMD. Now, obviously, I have the thing installed. So you download it, Windows, Mac, Linux. You download it. That depends. Follow the instructions for your thing. And then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to say, "Oh, llama," in your command line, right? And then that means that when people do stuff like what we just saw there, somebody posted in the chat, the best local coder instructor with tool calling, all right? Stone Sage says, DeepSeek is Chinese. How come they release it for local use? To disrupt. It disrupts it disrupts the walled garden that the West were trying to build. I don't know if you noticed, but they call it the cathedral. And you have to go to the cathedral and pay your money. Every single major paid AI is a bit like that. So, you know, Anthropic have a cathedral. OpenAI have a cathedral. Google have one. Amazon have one. All these big giants, they all have the cathedral. That's the cathedral model. You go pilgrimage to them and pay API fees for access to the knowledge, the book of knowledge, as it were, right? The holy book, right? But the thing is that the local model disrupts that by giving you 95% of the ability for free without any rules on your local machine. You see what I mean? So it's like, that's why they release it. They release it not to make money, but to make the West look bad and just be disruptive. And the funny thing is that they didn't do censorship on their models, so they actually beat out our censored models. Because imagine if your cognition had been lobotomized. So you couldn't actually think about, for example, naked ladies or swear words or politically sensitive issues. You're not able to even think about stuff like that because they cut it out of your brain. And that's how you know what I mean? Unfortunately, it was an easy win for them. We did. Polaris is an example of being an ultimate local LLM. Yeah, I've got Polaris. I love it. Polaris is awesome. It's currently my favorite. I use it for a lot of stuff. But let's get that URL while we don't get too sidetracked. I need to get the chat open. Isn't it funny?
People often say to me, why?
No ads. Right, where is it? There it is. Olama pull. Right, so I'm just going to copy that thing there. 14 gigabytes. 24 billion. Wow, that's crazy. So, Hull Hui. Are they on the website or only online? Nice. Hull Hui. Devstrel obliterated. Wow, you can't even find it on the list. Yeah, it's like off. It's like under the table. You got to know what the link is. Funny. Oh. Okay, Cyber Society from Sea Dream. Look, it's not bad considering it's just going off the prompt. Well, it does have vision. There's a lot of vision going on. You know what I mean? We've got an IP adapter in the Sea Dream API, and we've also got a vision adapter in the in what's feeding the prompt in the first place. That's actually very accurate, scary accurate. And then obviously when we give it the WAN treatment, it just cleans it up nicely. And remember, this is not a small image. That is a decent sized image. Huge. All right. Don't forget to get yourself some water or whatnot, ladies and gents. It's coffee time. Stay hydrated. yes. Let's see, what are people saying in the chat? US corporations used to have money to buy out researchers, and nowadays even Mark doesn't have enough money to buy out OpenAI devs. It's probably because he hired them all already. I think Hull Hui just did decensoring, yeah, the obliteration, yeah. Can you use DeepSeek in Comfy? Yes, you can, content. You have it loaded in Olama and you use Olama nodes, which is what we're doing right now. So I'll show you in just a second. I was waiting for somebody to say it. I've been waiting. If you've been here a while, Stone Sage just said it. Coffee is the opposite of hydration. I know. That's why I drink more coffee. I drink more coffee to offset the fact that it doesn't hydrate you. See, there's got to be some water in it, right? It's just a little joke we have. Yeah, don't let your brain shrink. Okay, get some water in you. Okay. So what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? We're back. That's what we're doing. So we're messing around with Seedream 4. We're using 2K native gen, and then we're pushing it into LoRa stacked upscaler running WAN 2.2 for single image mode upscaling. 0.3 denoise, something like that. Yes. You want to do a realistic model? Yeah. Well, that's something that you could definitely do, Afix. I don't know if I have realistic models in my machine right now. All I've got is all of the recent styles that we've been working on. That's why I'm trying to reinforce, like the style that we're working on right now is like reinforcing itself, you know? And it's interesting because we're getting some like variation out of the Seedream base where it can't do it, and then we steer back towards the target. So we're actually getting some really unique images out of this, which I didn't expect. And that's partially why I'm like building out a little remix, you know? So, alright, that's enough of that. Let's get back to work. Why am I sitting down, lazy bones? Okay. Here we are. So you asked about the original art piece and Seedream interpretation. I kind of like this image though. This one's fat. I never had this on any of my guys though. You can tell that the LoRa wasn't loaded initially because it never makes hats like that. But hey, a little bit of variation freshens out the dataset, you know, for the next retrain. But yeah, so what I was saying was you've got Olama model here, and there's my intern VL. So obviously all my local models are on this list. And that does mean, I mean, this I don't think has, Devstral isn't for that. But if you reset the list, it'll be in there too. Obviously, we're not really using that for, I don't think it's got vision, has it, Devstral? I don't think it's for that. But you guys can let me know. So yeah, if I now say Olama list, you can now see that I now have the Devstral obliterated 24 billion. Now I'm interested to know, is there a quantized version or a 12 billion version which could get this into the laptop league? Because like I said, to be in the laptop league you have to be sub 4 gigabyte. Unfortunately at Q8 Polaris is not laptop league, but I bet you there's a Q4 that would make it. You see what I mean? Because it's like 4 gigabytes. Yeah, it's not from Vision. Thank you, Afix. Afix said, I'd love to see an image to image path, a realistic model at 3.5 to 4.8 DNOS. Yeah, you know what you're doing. See, that's what we're doing right now. It's more of a restorative effort. However, the fact that it's an advanced IP adapter gives us some cool opportunities. For example, this is a kind of fat image sample, right? And so obviously we're taking the original prompt, or the original caption for this image I should say, And then, look at this. That is glorious. Sea Dream done good there. It's matched my style, expanded the scene, kept the character the same, but actually mild enhancements to it, which I kind of like. Yeah. And we've got a much fuller scene. See here, this is quite primitive. It's cool, but it's primitive, right? This has figured it out. It's figured it out. Now this is more fully realized, in my opinion, right? Now, if I wanted to crop a 16:9 from this, easy. So I think I might just generate mostly in this now. Because if I want to make we could do 1280, we can crop a 1280 720 vertical, right? We can do a 1280 720 vertical crop inside this because it's so big now. This is a little bit like the 4K image stabilization with an 8K camera. See what I mean? Because the camera's actually capturing so much, you can have a bigger frame to, you know, to do that. Obviously, we're not doing stabilization, but I just mean you can crop inside and have anything you want. You know, it's kind of nice. Right, let's see what it does when it comes out of here. So I'm using 0.25 denoise right now because I'm like trying to like give it just a little touch. Just a little touch. I don't want it to change too much. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? That's nice. That's really nice. That's come out really nice, actually, in the end. Wow, you've even got like little symbols on there. Yo. So this is really nice because it's like fully envisioning the style from just like a little sample. So it, you know, you get lucky, right? It doesn't do that every time. There's a few things I would want to keep, like the general outfit, the general look, the clouds, the way the clouds are done, you know, this moon, blood moon elements, you know. But there are things which I wouldn't care to lose. So like just too many birds, generic looking buildings, cranes everywhere, right? Street lights, I don't even know what they're supposed to be. Oh. Okay. This is actually kind of cool. Because it's like it's taken this character look and it's created a crazy dynamic scene for me. Now, obviously, a lot of that is cinematic tracking shot of a cyber samurai in an intricate exoskeleton armor wielding an energy katana that stands against a dystopian cityscape dominated by towering skyscrapers and a massive ominous moon. Advanced helmet with glowing red visor reflects the orange-hued sky, while chest plate features exposed to wiring and pneumatic joints. Gauntlets hold enhanced weaponry pulsing with data. Cape billows dramatically in low-angle wind. Camera follows from wide establishing... Yeah, it's a video prompt, guys, for some reason. Camera follows from wide established shot to closer detail of weathered metal plating as silhouetted birds add dramatic depth against gradient skies. Photorealistic rendering captures the tension between dark industrial structures and vibrant celestial backdrop filled with distant planets. So we got everything we asked for there. And let's see what the upscale looks like. So again, the Sea Dream does make this kind of look. My artwork was rough, okay? And it has kind of emulated this roughness. Right, before it changes it, we'll quickly see if we can see the roughness. When you actually... Whoa! Okay, so when you actually look up close, there's a roughness to the style. It's consistent, but there's a roughness to it, yeah? And it has kind of tried to retain the roughness. So like what you might perceive as low quality is actually it attempting to match the original work. It's not. It's funny, isn't it? It's the same reason why you give it a photo, you get something photorealistic out the end. It's the same reason. I like this. Whatever the heck this is pretty cool. What the heck is that? A chrono trigger. Okay, so we tidy it up. Wow, you can almost read the holograms. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's going a bit like Power Rangers Halo on me. But that's okay. That's okay. We're all right with this. We're having a clocks appear. I don't like how sometimes you get like 20 clocks in his armor, but that's it. Again, little thing. It's a little thing. On the whole, that's badass. It's captured the style of Cyber Society. It might not have gone so hard with the clouds, which is a shame. But you can't have it all. And I have to remember that, you know, there's no Laura. Like, imagine if there was a Laura, but there isn't. So we'll have to just use the IP adapter for now. That's cool. That's come out really nice. Wow. So we've got... Look at that. Wow. Okay, so... Ground truth, you could say. If you will. Ground truth, if you will. Reimagining by Seedream. Not bad, mate. Not bad. A little bit too futuristic in my opinion, but... It's probably because of my prompt. You know? It's probably because of my prompt. I love the shadow of the station. That's crazy. This shadow here. And it matches the shape of that. And then we're obviously on one here. And there's another one. So you can... That's crazy. I've never seen that kind of implication. You know? So it's like you can clearly see where we're floating. And there's a silhouette in the sunset or something. I don't even know. Kind of looks a bit like a nebula in there in space now I think about it. But whatever the case, that's kind of awesome. It's a little detail with the shadows. Oh, what the heck? The shadows turned into... Ah. See, every now and then I'm like, ah. Because there's like a trade-off. Whenever you do an upscale, which is creative, like, look at the detail on this helmet. It's bloody amazing. It's beautiful. But the awesome shadows turned into clouds. Ah, it's like a waste. But that's okay. It did a lot of work in other areas. I'm okay with this. Oh no. Okay, this is going to be an interesting image. There's a lot going on here. I wonder what it's going to do here. Oh. Oh, nice. Ow. It kept the planet, it kept the thing, it kept the thing. It doesn't know what... So it didn't know what any of that stuff was, but it's kept it anyway. It's done such a great job. You could almost say that was an outpaint. Look at that. Wait. Yeah, you could almost say, you know what I mean? It's almost an outpaint. It's not, but... Like, it's so close to an outpaint, if you see what I mean. It's like... It's a bit squidged. But yeah. Almost. It hasn't gotten worse. Bottom line, it didn't get worse. I mean... Yeah. Okay. And then obviously I'm going to hit it with this now. 0.25 is still quite high, but I want it to change a bit. You know what I mean? I want it to change a bit because there's no real Laura style loaded here. So I want to like inject some of my style back in because all the words are going to align nicely. We might change it to an advanced... What's it? Change it to... change it to close-up. Yeah. Change it to close-up. And see what it makes of that. I don't know how it's going to do Mac. Because the thing is, at the moment, I had it on standard. And it's basically outpainting. Pretty much. Which is perfect. It's like I couldn't have asked for... Because it's not just... Think about it, right? It isn't really just outpainting. Because we had 1000 by 761 here. And then we have 3000 by 1296 here. So it's like, you know, it's doubling in height. It's doubling in height without changing and then increasing in width by 3 times. So it's doing like, yeah, anyway. So now we get this one. There's a lot of opportunity here for it to be very expressive in the outpainting. I laugh if it just does something completely different. It has done that a few times when you think it's like, oh yeah, this, I get it now. And then it would make her like crouching across the entire screen like she's in a box. Yeah. Okay, so I did ask for close-ups, did I not? I asked for close-ups. And do you know what? Look, there's the building behind her. Right? There's the other buildings. Look, it's even drawn them in. So it was like, oh, we just zoomed in on her. Like that. Okay, stop that. Save that. I want to try something. Okay, so let's see now. Right, fix that so it stays with that image and prompt for the input. And then it's still going to generate a new prompt each time. But I'm wondering, what about if I do establishing, make one of those, and then do poster, and just see if that's what we get. Whoops. What did I do? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, it's reset everywhere. Where were we? Oh. Alright, fine. We'll just have to wait. Reset all the previews. What if you added isometric view, overhead tilt shift photo? Well, that's the beauty of this, right? I could just put whatever I want in, but at the moment I'm feeding it with the prompt that matches the image. So whatever image was fed in, which I would show you, but is currently not there because I've, you know, the arcane nonsense I just started doing. So let's see what we got. Okay, so there's your close-up. Oh, wrecked. I got wrecked. I got a bad LLM response. That was the first one we've had in the whole hour and 20 minutes. My card is a 4090 for this machine. So it's 24 gig. But to be honest, to get this image, not this image. To get this image here, you didn't need anything. Because with the API nodes, you just put money on there. And the Seedream node that's actually making the image for me is 3 cents per run. So obviously I'm doing a whole bunch of clever prompt engineering here with a whole bunch of custom nodes, and I'm drawing from like a data set here that already, so there's already a really advanced prompt for that image, and then it's being enhanced into the direction I'm trying to take it. And there we go. Look at that. Establishing shot agent. Look at that. That's beautiful. Or is that the poster? Because the establishing one crashed. So actually this is the poster. So if you remember, we had close-up of character, right? And then poster of character. So it's like, and that came from the original source image. So this is like in painting, out painting, style transfer, one shot LoRa, character ID. This is it's all in one, and that's because of the Seedream. It's the Seedream system. They got all that stuff built in. I think it's even got image editing, like context and all. But it's too big apparently to fit on a local, so that's why it's API only. Apparently it's a monster, is what I've heard. Of course, I don't know because they've not released anything public. Higgsfield. Let me just have a look for you. Let's type Higgs. Nothing. Let's have a look in the thing. API node, image. So, Ideogram, OpenAI, Kling, Black Forest Labs, ByteDance, Luma, Recraft, Stability, Runway, and Gemini. That's what the current image generation options are. So there's my finished image. That is canon. It's good. It's good. Again, it's a bit weak with the clouds, but it has, look, it has actually got it. It's got it. It's figured it out. It's a little bit diluted for my liking, but it's figured it out. Can we try the establishing shot one more time? I just want to make sure. Whoops. Because establishing shot often will make them too small. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to leave it on poster mode. T2I Society ENH poster mode, yeah, and then take the lock off, and then just ask for like, I don't know, 8 more. Let's go with 16. It's quite a varied set of images. Oh yeah, one thing I do to speed up the process, because it does have to send your image, I do shrink the image to 0.7 megapixels before I send it into the thing. For Olama, I think I'm sending the full one here because I got good internet, but if I was using bad internet, I'd shrink my image before sending it, because it will just be quicker to get there. You might say, oh, but I don't know, I've been sat working on bad internet for a long time. Look at that, the establishing shot, check it out. Wow. That's awesome. It's added a whole bunch of cool stuff. We've got more futuristic city. We've got a spaceship added in. It's put more cosmic elements in the sky. She has got so many wires coming out of her now. Canon. Approved. I hope the upscale does it justice. Alright, let's leave them on the side there. So I think that was the establishing agent. So they've all got slightly different rules, you see. So the establishing agent, the poster agent, you know. We've shown people how to make those, and I'm planning on doing that right now, because I were in the middle of it and we got distracted. So we're still building our Gothic Halloween aesthetic. I'm going to call it Gothic Scale. Objects abandoned. So what was right? Ritual objects. How should they relate to the figures? Objects abandoned, currently in use, placed independently. Objects that bridge scale. Small items that reference or echo massive. I like that. Objects that bridge scales. I do kind of like that. So I think it should be these two. Personal possessions, sacred tools, or architectural elements that happen to be art portable. I'll say that. So we're basically architecting an aesthetic here. What's that thing at the bottom right layout? Is it a comfy thing? This, yeah, it's like a mini map. It zooms around, but I find it to be quite jarring for people on the stream, because obviously, you know, if I just drag to the right, it's easy to understand what I'm doing. But if I just go, I don't know, it's kind of a bit weird. I mean, it's useful when you're using it, but not so much on the show. Ah, very cool. Helmet's gone a bit conventional, but everything else is pretty sweet. It's even tried to keep my original style, guys. I'm really impressed with how close it is to the original. Because, like, when you look at how this is actually drawn, it's not high quality, okay? Because that was the style. It was based on, like, super early synth art, and we, like, made it look really nice. It's actually tried to do that. It's actually tried to do the same thing, which is crazy. Look at my spaceship. Pretty cool. Let's have a look at the woman. Armor design is pretty good. The guns cannon. It's, yeah, I mean, it's like Cyber Society without the full Laura. But yeah, a bit too cosmic up here. But I don't, you know, it's supposed to be a poster, so there's supposed to be like stuff to look at. And when you think it was based on this image here, a lot of similar features have been reproduced faithfully, yeah? Like even the gun has got a bit of a weird design, right? It's actually faithfully reproduced the gun. In fact, I think it might have fixed it. It didn't have a magazine before. Oh. about to get the big boy. Yeah, there we go. That is very, very close. It's shockingly close. Nobody talk about the extra moon. Maybe there's 2. I often delete additional moons and additional birds and weird looking cars and stuff. It's fine. That doesn't matter to me. Too much, I always say too much detail is the goal, because too much detail can be removed, but not enough detail is harder to introduce, right? So like, you know, you can blur it, you can patch it, you can airbrush it, you can do all these things, removing extra bits and pieces. That's no moon. But yeah, this is super cool. Whoa. I'm leaving the poster. I'm going to leave the poster agent on for a bit, guys. Poster agent is sick. Hell yeah. So that came out of Sea Dream. So it's my guys in my style, in my setting, but in Sea Dream with no Laura. Pretty good, very good. That's very good. I can't wait to see the upscale. So let's just put this over to one side and continue our interview, because we're making Gothic scale is what this one is. Right, so for atmospheric elements, mist, dust motes, and scent smoke, how should they behave? So atmospheric elements should emphasize the space. I like that, yes. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Enhance mystery. Depth ambiguity. Behave as if influenced. Unnatural drift and impossible stillness. That's cool. So I think what we'll do is we'll take that one. And that one. Wait, do I care about the impossible stillness? Yeah, I do. I'll do that one instead, actually. Alright, AE. How important is atmospheric believability versus dramatic supernatural atmospheric behavior? It is not important. I would say dramatic supernatural atmospheric behavior is more important. Is more important than atmospheric believability. Believability. Oh my god. Introducing or teasing horror elements. Can't spell believability. Oh, that came out real good. It's like every couple of months we just get a completely new take on the same thing. Look at this guy. It's got that. These guys have got like, we're coming in to save the world type vibes. Are they like, is that? And they're hot. We've come to save the world. And we're all attractive. Okay. That one's going to come out good. I like the cosmic, you know what I mean, ethereal sword. That's super cool. And the floating, look at this, we've got like a floating cathedral in the sky for some reason. Very cool. Okay. Very cool, very cool. 15. How should this subtle horror integrate with other aesthetic choices? Horror emerges from scale itself? No. Temporal ambiguity? No, that's just zombies. Horror through architectural wrongness? Nah, it's just Escher stuff. Horror from present suggestion. Yes. Monster under the bed. That's what we're looking for. Monster under the bed, clown in the sewer, you know, spiders in the wardrobe. That's what we're going for. Ooh. Look at you. You came out well. You came out really well. Yeah, this works. It works. Basically, what we're doing is we're retargeting our pre-trained style and then refining with a, you know, creative refine, I guess you could call it, so that we end up getting back to the original style, but with the benefit of the resolution while preserving all the aesthetics, you know what I mean? I bet you can get even more precise by fine-tuning if you fine-tune an agent for just this style, which is kind of what I've done here, you know. We're using the Society ENH, so it's aware of all the captions in the LoRa. But it has to go through C-Dream first, so really it's an image-to-image process that involves the same LoRa. So it's like, you know, we're targeting things and bringing it back through. But then we get the new content, because obviously C-Dream is going to give us content that wasn't in this data set. But look at how close it is. That's so crazy. So it's gone from this to this, which is basically the same thing. There's a few mistakes here and there, but they will get resolved because we're going to load the LoRa that made this to upscale that. So, you know, literally the model that was used to create this is now being used to upscale this. So even though we didn't have a LoRa with C-Dream, it didn't matter, because you just had to walk that fine line with the denoise balance. Obviously you can pump the shift. Yeah, Castle in the Sky is dope. One of the best Ghiblis, unsung. You know, they're all the Ghiblis are good, but Laputa is really good. Yeah, look at that. It's just come out canon. Check it out. Ah, it's changed already. So for a split second, you would have been able to compare it, but like the faces are actually, that's the face from the model. It's one of my face swap faces. They're all the same. They all have the same face. You goddamn clones. I like how it's keeping this in the back there. That's nice. So good. All right. Oh. Ah. Now this has changed. There's your original. And then it's made that. Is it trying to do a pose and it's kind of messed up? No, that isn't anything. I don't know what that is, but his hand's here. Who's this guy? What's up, guys? He's just showing up. Hanging structures by some invisible ceiling. Yeah, it's all it's floating cities, isn't it? So like if you're on a platform, say this is way bigger and further away, say you're standing here, it would look like stuff was hanging down from the sky, wouldn't it? So that's what I was playing with, you know. It's the bottoms of bits on whatever they are. It's big floating structures. Anyway, let's just leave it on the big boy. Get back to that interview. I need to finish it. For surface details and textures that support layered edge patinas, what combinations feel most important? I'd say it's all. Just all. It's all the above. I don't want to... The thing about Brutal Futures was I was very restrictive, which is nice from a sort of creative ability to be able to choose like concrete and shiny chrome or orange plastics, you know what I mean? It was very, very cool to be able to do that, but it's like almost a bit too restrictive. So I thought maybe we'll live this one a little bit more freedom over textures. So, okay, for creating a series of collections, how should this individual piece, how should they go together? Different combinations, ritual progression, seasonal progression, different cathedral locations, varying scales of the same space. Yeah. That's what I definitely want. Variations on aesthetic themes or documentation of actual places. Series feel like, yeah. This will make him better at making grouped prompts. So that was basically saying, do you want me to be more consistent to the rules, or do you want me to be more creative? So I said, please be consistent there. It's kind of interesting. Consistency within the same context. Okay, what are we saying here? Which aspects are the most crucial to get right? Lighting, scale, texture, atmosphere, depth management. Ooh. Which element do you think will be most challenging? They're all challenging. For you. It's a bit of a weird question. I'll give him a priority list. I would say B. So scale first, depth second. So what's that? E. Scale, depth, lighting. Scale, depth, lighting, texture, atmosphere. Actually, texture first, then lighting, then atmosphere. So it's all of them. It's more of an order than a which is going to be most. Yeah, we've got fog. Oh, valley fog as well. Okay, additional fogs. We need to build additional foggers. What about a pre-clip node that deals with spellings? I'm not a native speaker. This is kind of what my system does, content. It takes prompts and it makes them complicated. So like, if I had a text box and I plugged it into the what is art, that's the prompt input. If I took the string and just plugged it in there, it's going to give me whatever I put in here. And as you can see here, we've got Goku in Super Saiyan mode, powering up with intense blue aura and yellow fiery hair. Dragon Ball Z. So if you misspelled any of that, it's not going to matter, because this isn't the prompt. This goes into the LLM, and then what it spits out is the prompt. And now the disadvantage is sometimes it might be too long, and the API might give you an error. That's cool. All right. Which contexts or mediums feel most suited to your vision? Photography, digital art, traditional media, mixed media, environmental installation work. So I would say it's going to be digital art. Yes. And it will be matte, what was it? Matte paintings and concept art. Or character, concept, design, artworks. Artworks. You can't even spell art. Can't spell character either. What's going on here? Feel like something is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. I can't quite put my finger on what it is. So, go. Keep it moving, chaps. Avix says if you use OBS for your stream, you can use Directory Watch Media plugin to always have it pull a single source with the most recent image in a folder. That's not a bad idea, Avix. I am thinking about mixing things up a little bit. Because it is like episode 246. And I want to buy us some more time. You know? We are closely coming up on 250. It's crazy how quick it's actually come up. So to complete your Gothic scale thing, awe and spiritual transcendence, beauty and melancholy, mysterious unease, contemplative wonder, archetypal recognition. It's going to be mysterious unease. I don't know about what that, but yeah, we're going to look. It's going to be this one. I don't care about this. This is not important to me. He's asking me questions like, what would be your test to say that this has worked? Well, that's not how we do things around here, mate. You don't, you know, it's not how we do it. It is what it is. Man, I'm out of coffee again. Whoa, steady on there, Chief. Have we finished? Oh. Wait, final follow-up, he says. And then, I don't know, he's finishing it. Version 21. Oh, that's cool. It's finished, is it? Response. Okay, I'll put that one there. Take a copy of it. And then this one will be the important, and it will be Gothic scale aesthetic. Yes. Right, so now what I need to do is I need to take that along with the T2I base. 2 seconds, guys. Control A, Control C, put that there. This is the T2I base. Base. Okay, there we go. Right. And then I need to go back and plug that in. And oh man, do I have to go and find the file again? It drives me nuts. Gothic scale aesthetic, T2I vision brutal. Oh man. Oof. Just type base. Useless Windows. What Oh, so useless. I don't even know. I don't even know why I look. So yeah, I just basically need, like, you know, one of those files that I have. Custom nodes, quick. Right. It'd be in the ENH system. There it is. ENH store, T2I base, ENH. There we go. That wasn't so hard. Right. And then what's the prompt I need to use now? Oh, yeah. Oi. Don't know how that just changed, but escape. Change that. Right. We can now begin using the aesthetic as defined to create the new image prompt enhancer name T2I, and it'll be Gothic scale. Gothic scales, Gothic scale. Change all the words. There we go. Okay, so in a minute we'll be able to try it out. Afix. Yeah, in fact, I forgot to mention it. There's one happening tonight in 2 hours. So in about 2 hours' time, we're going to do a little community thing. It's Saturday night, so we did it last week. It was fun. It'll be on at midnight UK time, which is in about 2 hours from now. So if you come into the Discord, we should be in the join this channel. And you're more than welcome to come along and hang out. We'll be there for half hour, depending on how many people show up. Last one was 3 hours, but I got to go to bed this week. But yeah, you'll be able to join that. We're trying to do it every Saturday. I just haven't been talking about it much. Okay, looks like we got a response back, so copy that there, copy that in there, say yes. Here's perfect, I've done the thing with the thing and the thing. And then he gives me my Gothic scale enhancer. This should be interesting. I don't know what the heck, what's it going to do? So that would be the enhancer right there. In case you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, I've only got it off screen because it's really bright. But essentially I've got my chart over here. I'm obviously logging everything in order. But that last square was the enhancer. So you might be wondering, well, how the hell do I apply that, Johnson? Oh wow. My original style's got more detail though. It's getting a bit generic and out of proportion as well. Some weird stuff going on there. Right, let's just cancel this. Make a new thing here. And we're going to call it Gothic scale. And there we go. System prompt, Gothic scale. Image prompt enhancement system. There it is. Big crocodile. We're going to test it on that. Plug that one in here. The top one. That's the system prompt. And the bottom is the main prompt. So I'm going to put that in the bottom. So we're using a manual right now, yeah? So system prompt. So if I say big crocodile, I wonder what the hell it's going to do. Big crocodile. Now I'm going to have to unplug the image stuff because I just want to see what the enhancer is going to do. Okay, so there we go. We've got our enhancer. We've got a smooth prompt here, yeah? Big crocodile. What are we going to get? Let's see what we get. He's thinking about it. Gothic scale creature matte painting. Massive ancient crocodile as a cathedral guardian. Weathered scales showing centuries of patina positioned within vast Gothic ruins with moss-covered stone arches disappearing into darkness above. Archetypal robed figure silhouette appears tiny beside creature's jaw. Warm ritual fires contrast cold moonlight streaming through broken cathedral windows. Supernatural fog flows unnaturally around massive pillars while shadows actively hide true architectural scale. Medieval harvest bones and death imagery scattered as ritual offerings. Portable Gothic chalices and censers placed in stone niches echo cathedral's flying buttress forms. Golden square composition emphasizes creature's eye, while infinite cathedral space suggests watching presence. Documentation style revealing of haunted sacred space. It's not bad. And that gives us this. Oh no, it gave us an actual golden I said golden square, not an actual golden square. God damn it. Nice. So we're going to get a golden square. I might just go in and edit the system prompt. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it should be better when it updates. So this is going to be like a matte painting style. Oh, I just forgot. I forgot to unload my, cyber sock. So there's going to be a society style there as well. So you probably want to just bypass that for a minute. We're not actually doing Laura enforcement right now. So I'll bring that down to 0.2. Should we try something else other than big crocodile? I can't believe that. Hang on, I need to find this. Golden candlelight. What a goon. What? You said do golden square. What? What did I do wrong? If I said golden triangle, would you go draw a triangle? Yeah. Look, golden square composition. I honestly, I think that this is too strong. You can't say golden square. I'm just going to say golden it's going to make it gold. This is so dumb. Oh my god, I can't believe this. I need a word for golden that's not golden, but is golden. Look, beyond golden square focal area. He's talking about it right, but it's like the clip. See, the clip encoder hears the word gold and goes, oh, golden square, I know what that is. That's like a frame. I can do that. God damn it. Right, well, whatever. I'm not going to find it. Stupid. Alright, let's make this interesting, shall we? Where's my Zenkai stuff? There it is. Give me a minute. S3 captions, yeah? So a little bit more interesting than big crocodile. Let's put it through here so you can see what it is. These are fiendishly simple. Okay? A painting of a green valley with horses and a stream running through it. Seems easy, right? Well, what's it going to do? Silhouette of rearing horse stands in the center. Yeah. What do we get? Oh, don't forget the upscale. That's actually fat, though. Even though it's got a stupid golden square there. Yeah, that is actually a sick giant crocodile. I don't know if it's really gothic, though. Oh, no. It's literally the Lloyd's icon. That's Lloyd's Bank, a golden square. Listen, guys, I'm not trying to predict the future Black Horse events and the price of gold. It's got nothing to do with it. Black Horse. A Black Horse event, guys. Have you ever heard of it? That's not what it is. It's a swan. Rule of thirds, composition and blocking. Yeah, I think that it's just now... It's going to make a gold square. So I broke it. I broke it with too much advanced terminology. Right, hang on. Where's my chat? I can just tell him off. I'm going to say, oi. You big goon. Golden rule composition. Yeah, so much for that. Great idea, Johnson. Cooked. Hold up. We'll fix it. We'll fix it with... like this. Oh. Oh. Too many buttons everywhere. Oh. I thought it was Pac-Man. I've got to go play Pac-Man. Gothic scale enhancer. This system prompt makes literal references to golden square to the golden square, and these are being interpreted literally, introducing a golden square to the images which are generated. We must remove all references to the golden square to prevent this confusion. It's because Clip is strong. And Clip saw golden and was like, oh, golden. Gold. Yeah, it will have other stuff in there like that. I just find this just funny. Yeah, it's just a literal misinterpretation. Because here we actually do have golden... It's done it. It actually has done it. We've got our focus. Obviously, it's mirrored, right? But that's because it's 21 to 9. So, that's fine. Negative space. Check. Shadows. Check. Lighting. Check. Warm candlelight. Cold moonlight. Check. Patina. Overgrowth. Used items from Le Cult. Check and check. We literally have a cathedral within a cathedral. So it's, you know, it's using small things which are part of the larger thing. And it's, look at this, super wide screen. That's a win. So I know it's got it in it. There's no stupid golden bloody thing in here in this prompt, you see. So yeah, we're going to do a little tweak on the wordage. There we go. Balance, harmonious, central focus, balance. Yeah, cool. So that's better. Much better verbiage. Okay, so post that in there as part 2. V2 prompt. Okay. And then I can just copy that one in. There we go. And the prompt that we used was a woman standing in front of a giant object with smoke coming out of it. And that became solitary archetypal female silhouette stands before ancient stone altar. Oh, it's changed. Black and white drawing of a boy with curly hair and a surprised look on his face. Oh, okay, we're going to do that, are we? I don't know if we're really going to do that, but let's see what it does. Archetypal silhouetted boy with curly hair stands amidst crumbling Gothic ruins, massive cathedral arches disappearing into shadows above. Okay. Yeah. We got it. Spooky. Spooky. I'm trying to make a spooky backdrops, you know, spooky scenes. And then into which I can put my assassin carb and various other figures of lore. Look at this upscale. Let's just copy that. Put that one in the image section. So if you want to see that, zoom in on it. Because even cropping it just there is not bad. I mean, you can crop it there. It's not bad just like that. So yeah. Spooky. So that's what I was going for. I was going for Gothic scale. So, you know, big and small. Because the thing is that often what will happen is you'll have a character and the character becomes the anchor. So if you have a model that has a propensity for creating a character in a spot, and then you merge your, you know, character lore in, that's where they'll be. You know, they're more than likely going to be there. So you can kind of determine the mark sometimes that way. And do it all native. Look at this. This is really good. It's so wide as well. Super wide. Makes me wonder how it would respond to super wide. Super wide. Should we just type Count Dracula and be done with it, guys? I don't. Yeah, let's just do Assassin Carb. Wait, how are there two? Oh, this is the thing, is it? Yeah, ignore the preview, it's got nothing to do with what we're doing right now. So anyway, as promised, tonight we made images, and images we made. This is nice though, because this workflow is going to enter the API nodes, okay? Because obviously there's more API nodes now. Oh, look at that! I've got a bit of Assassin Carb in the mix. He's looking good in there. So I wonder, do we have Khabib? I think we do. Cool. Khabib. Nope. Cab. One. Yes, we do have him. Move him up. And we'll have to do this. Oh man. I think it is just Assassin Carb, but I forgot. How do you find out? Let's go to my GitHub and see what I said to everybody. See, that's the thing. I don't remember. That's why I document everything. It's too much work for someone to remember. So it's like, you know, when I couldn't get access to Civet, it was a complete nightmare. I'm actually debating going to France just so I can update the damn thing. Anyway. Cool. What's the trigger? It's Assassin Carb style. Right. Cool. Go again. It's a shame I don't have the correct Assassin Carb model. Otherwise, I'd you know, plug him in as well, but it's actually the wrong one. I'm pretty sure. I suppose it's not going to hurt, but it's like technically the wrong one. Like I've got multiple different ones. The classic one is up on GitHub. It's one of my oldest repos. I gave it away for testing to see. Oh no, he's so small. I guess they thought he was the cultist, you know? Stop that one. Go again. Alright. There we go. And so it continues. So let's have a look. Why are the trigger words not in your LoRa's? I bake mine in. That doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You don't... What do you mean the trigger word's not in your LoRa's? That's not a thing, dude. Safe Tensors doesn't support metadata, so you can't keep stuff in there. And if you could put stuff in there, but it's like a non-standard, right? No one's going to look for it. The only way that you can get a trigger word from a LoRa is by looking it up on Civet. So if you didn't upload it on Civet and the author didn't put the trigger word, then it won't. That system doesn't work. So, it's like some safe tensors come with embedded metadata, but it's not officially supported, so no one's looking there. Like I put the trigger word in the file name normally, or in the captions, which I give out with the LoRa. You know, but yeah, it's funny, like they never really put in a system for that. Ooh. Haha, it's the wrong guy. Look at that. It does, it can, no. Well, you can go and argue with the wall for a while, Dragon, because it's the end of the show. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you all next time. Oh yeah, don't forget, we got our show in, like, what is it? Not a show. We got our meet in 2 hours, so be there.